Welcome, Coffee with Dragons, special third and final edition. Quick one, ranting one, rapping one, loving one, doing it love. Quick session. Get yourself a cup of coffee, maybe half, maybe full, maybe a little bit, a quarter less, 25% times 37. Would you learn how to do math? MATH, Coffee with Dragon. Millennial perspective, philosophy, point of view, sex, finance, and politics, or politics, sex, finances, or financial, politicking sexually, rappingly, lovingly, since 1996, you and me. I'm just gonna run because I want to try something very special to put. I'm very excited about a product I've bought, Baobab. It's called this fruit from Africa. It's harvested in about 37, 34, more than 30 African countries. It's called Baobab. This huge, beautiful tree that can grow and have a lifespan of more than 5,000 years. It's supposedly very ancient. I'm reading, studying, learning about it. I'm very excited. I'm gonna put a little bit in the coffee. There we go. And I'm gonna be lighting these special candles. So if you remember, if you saw past Coffee with Dragon 2, Coffees with Dragon were of course dedicated to this topic. And if you don't know, you know that I'm somebody who's struggling now, poverty, frustrations, wherever you have it, in the past, poverty, child, adolescent, poverty. That have received an email claiming that there's a video of me masturbating. Of course, I've read the email and it mentioned that have not downloaded anything in years pornographically, but watched, of course, online directly. And so it was a bit skittish. The second questionable part was that it mentioned that M financially says, I know that you're financially capable of paying this ransom. Was asking like $10,000 for Bitcoin, right? That's a Bitcoin. I don't own any Bitcoin. And besides, I'm not an enthusiast, a fan, quite a skeptic, an alarmist like Bill Gates is Warren Buffett, and that guy from the European Central Bank. What's their names? Is that guy's is any houses. Whatever the case may be. And I think this is gonna be the one time that I'm putting that baobab in coffee, since like my coffee is black. Sometimes with honey, sometimes with sugar. But putting this baobab syrup is not the best. Anyhow. Oh. For real, bro. So anyhow, for Hacker Anonymous who claims to have a video of me masturbating, and if there is, somehow there is, that you've done since, you know, my self-pleasuring masturbatory fantasy life is a bit odd to say the least, in the more odd plus type of oddities, in the more pronounced, less refined categories of classification by Western nations. But nonetheless, if that is extremely holy, so holy indeed, that video, that should be Pope, what's his name, the guy in Vatican City there, the Pope should see it and should even bless it. Should be played in the holiest places. Anyhow, millennials, what do you do? Supposedly millennials in Canada, of course I'm speaking from a North American perspective, that we're struggling. We're in a weird. Okay, some of us have to say some of it, because see, when we generalize and say we and this and that, we kind of generalize, and there's some do, some don't, others don't. So we have a lot of diversity within the millennial community. Right? Some millennials are born rich, born with a silver spoon. Others are this, others are that. X, Y, Z factors in that. But nonetheless, on this perspective, but wait a minute. Go back. It's third videos. The Trinity Special 3 series lecture is supposed to be about that incident of me, somebody who thought was gonna blackmail me, sexual blackmail. Yours truly, Adrian h.a.dragan. H birthing as Hana, H-A, and then A-H. Hacker Anonymous, H is gonna do pop, H your nose, gonna give you hiccups when I do that rhythm, when I box your head like you fucking spinners. Anyways, fucking low life, blackmail me, cause I'm a spiritual teacher who advocates body positivity and pleasure is in the body, and sanctification and the blessing and the divine in the body. That the body is divine, not to be ashamed of. And I'm dealing and have there. I'm LGBTQ, all day, all night, babe. You know what I'm saying? So, I was suicidal because of that as a youth, right? Because of urges, hidden things, desire, wow. You know. So, you ain't got nothing on me, bitch. Practice free love, bitch. No. It's something very special, a once in an occasion, a lifestyle. So I'm gonna do a little rap for you. You ain't got nothing on me. I'm a free love, lusted all day and night. Midnight, you see. After midnight, turn into a woman. Say yeah. Coffee with dragon, but sometimes Hana drinking. Yeah. See, didn't even spell it for you. If you missed spelling classes, Hacker Anonymous, you might be able to code. Computer whiz kid, whatever if it's claimed it's true, have a video hacking or whatever code and spy somehow, spyware or whatever to activate the webcam. When you did, as you claim, here's FREELOVEBIDCH. Free love bitch, I'm a free love bitch. Free love bitch, I'm a free love bitch. Free love bitch, I'm a free love bitch. I'm poor, not rich, got the love to give, got a lot of hugs to give, for free. Yeah. So anyhow, that might be true. Might not be speculating and more speculating aside. Whatever the case may be, but I do suspect strongly that it's an email that's been sent to a lot of people, and some people, they get panic attacks, they get, whatever XY reason it is. But it's a good reason for me to learn more about computer science, security, and all this, to learn, to grow. But you can't blackmail me sexuality, because first of all, I'm bisexual and pansexual. My sexuality is practicing free love. Like I said in the past video, if I have a friend or acquaintance, and he, she, they, gender neutral, whatever, pan, would ask me, yo, Adrian or Hannah, I would really love, I'd like for you to do this to me. I would like to, I don't know, let's give an example. could you put this dress or whatever, this garment on, and I just whip you and do this and this and that. Oh, this. Okay, half an hour you want to do it. I'm gonna ask, it's gonna bring you pleasure, it's gonna bring you some joy, some ecstasy. Alright, cool, bro. Yeah, I'll do it for you. Hope you got a video of me masturbating. Shit. You're the dumbest. Some ego trips. Oh man, I don't like bullies, bro. Bro, I never liked bullies. To be honest with you, never liked bullies. That's why Dragon's fists are gonna make Trumple's nose grow like Pinocchio. Yeah. And I'm laughing because I had a tough experience life. Hard, poverty, physical, psychological, emotional pain and trauma, even sexual trauma, self-inflicted perhaps most of it. I've been suicidal, struggling with so much that, but I'm open with people, more honest perhaps. But I don't want especially my millennial and my young teens, my LGBTQ, to know that they're loved, whatever. Especially my LGBTQ rainbow family across the world. That they shouldn't cave in to bullying and threats, however it may be. And that sexuality is a beautiful thing, that masturbation, nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be ashamed of, it's natural. Because you don't hurt anybody and you teach consent. And the physical and the psychological dimensions of it, the acts or what you're engaged in, safety, for your pleasure, you will support it. But anyway, so I'm about 50-50 split on this email blackmailing yours truly. Possibly that is nonsense since I've not downloaded and have no Bitcoin, and the email claim that I do, which I don't. I'm actually even struggling with that right now. But anyways, that's about it. I want to keep it brief and don't cave into blackmail, and if you did something, don't be ashamed of this. You know, be honest with yourself, with the others. Secret lusts, hidden fears, you know. Stuff like this. This is psychological dimensions, and a lot of people would panic and pay, you know, and even compromising. And of course, I'm not a supporter of Donald Trump, not a fan, not an endorser of his policies, as many know, of course. But when the thing came with what was her name? The allegations there, supposedly that it was some compromising video of Russian sex workers. That something to do with golden showers and Trump in a hotel in Moscow or something like that with Russian sex workers. You know, that's none of my biz, bro. None of my fucking business. Of course, if.
Are you recording?
Yeah. I'm about to stop it in a few seconds. You need my help?
In a few seconds, then can you answer the door?
I can.
Thank you. Everything's taken care of. And give the guy 2 movies. 2 videos.
What videos?
These, because I have so many. This one here is for you, that's all. Tangle things. This is one for you and one for a friend.
Want me to give him the dancing video? Or
You say here, don't say dancing. Just say here. I give for you.
yeah.
One for you and a friend. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my friend, sister, oftentimes teacher. So you had 3 minutes. The food's coming. Cool. So that being stated, shared. Of course, if there's blackmail involved, of politicians or whatever have it's happened with the high-ranking, what we call it, evangelists, whatever have evangelical evangelists, preachers. Sometimes I'm hearing always a big scandal and all this and that. My spirituality and as a spiritual teacher, I teach that body is something not to be ashamed of, and masturbation is certainly not to be ashamed of. There must be some wisdom, some understanding, and some knowledge so that people don't get hurt in sexual practices. Like I said, if someone asks me, "Oh, can I, be, for example, bondage and domination inside of masochism, ESD lifestyle?" If somebody asks me to do it for them, either to be the submissive or dominant for their pleasure, for their joy, for their ecstasy. Friends, of course. I know, Pepsi, right? I will be if I can bring you some joy, some pleasure, some fun, ecstasy, sexually. And my friend probably said, "Bro, be my pleasure to help you out. Oh, you can bring you some joy, some relief, some de-stressing, some." So yeah. But do realize there's so many components to this because so many people would act so much differently, so many different reactions, and it could be traumatizing for somebody to it's not funny, but it could be traumatizing for somebody to receive an email claiming that, you know, say somebody's monitoring my internet activity. But everything could be, in theory, of course, all two-way telecommunication or communication, whether audio or visual, can be, in theory, intercepted. Now, of course, it takes some know-how, some knowledge, and some way to deal. But generally, it's possible in theory. So it's possible that, and there is, of course, cases of many, many cases of sexual blackmail. I have this on you, or cheating, right? I'm not married. I'm not in a relationship. I am. My style of is open relationships from now on. Don't put boundaries on sexual pleasure or stuff like that. It's a hard thing. It's not easy yet for me too. Also jealousy, some of the human factors, that you feel and stuff like that. Of course, everybody reacts to different things differently and like that, but it can definitely be very pleasant or negative or even damaging to a lot of people in terms of somebody blackmailing you for X and Y reason. For example, it can be not just in my case, but more general sexual blackmail. Let's say, "Hey, I know that you're homosexual. You've been married for 20 years, and you have a reputation to uphold in the church, the synagogue, the mosque, whatever it is. I have photos of you. I have this for you. That you went into a hotel on Saturday afternoon for 4 hours, or 3 hours, or whatever. You stayed with a man in a gay village." I'm saying Hawk Island, Montreal, because we have a gay village here where I'd love to chill out. Myself, I'm bisexual, LGBTQ, baby. Also pan, mostly pan, but bisexual is included. So, but it's not cool. It's not cool. So it can be, of course, there's cases that the webcam's security can be turned on from third party, third source, right? If somebody like hacking knowledge and how to hack and whatever have you, there is that security risk, of course. And now it's activated, I'm recording it, but there. And then the light, of course, does not be see me because it needs a certain amount of light reflection with the technology behind the webcam, which is pretty cool. Webcam cameras, and then that's connected to the whole mainframe and the application. In this case, I'm doing it with the Cyberlink UCam. Right, so accessing that, and since I have two computers, maybe on the other computer, how exactly? I don't know. But nonetheless, received in an email that from somebody spelled differently, Hacker Anonymous, that I have somehow downloaded a spyware virus that was able to turn on the webcam and record a video of yours truly, even h.a.dragan, h.a.dragan, h.a.n.n.a.h. That was me masturbating. Srøyveg valg versmakt jeden pornografi jeder sex vortes punten deutsche Rumänien punten Afrika jeder Asia jeder Japan inter Argentina. Or my SV McDowell some shit. So yeah, well, and of course claiming that it's gonna share with all my social media friends and on all social media platforms, Facebook, what private message to my Facebook friends, whatever the case may be. I'll say, bro. It's like, oh shit, wow. Probably gonna laugh at that and probably gonna heal them. Healing snake, it's a destruction snake, sex snake. Has black, white, gray, and could be a rainbow. So yeah, millennials, sex, finance, and politics. Who you're voting? Canadians were going to vote, considering my friend said to run for Prime Minister of Canada. And the finances, budget, trying to budget to pay off debt. That's my primary goal, financial goal. Financial first point is to pay off my entire $10,000 debt, on which pay about $77 interest on them every month. Money which I don't have, very limited income at the present moment in time. So it is what it is. That is financial goal. My sex life is not so well. I broke my porn diet, I think Friday, so my porn diet lasted 6 days, in about 6 hours. And a few minutes here and there. I didn't calculate the minutes, but 6 days about in 6 hours. Yours truly, h.a.dragan, is h.a.dragan, h.a.n.n.a.h. Porn diet lasted about 6 days, so I don't know if I'm gonna go on one today, but I'm taking porn diets, of course, not because of this incident specifically, but because, it is what it is. So millennials, are we in a financial mess? How do you want to call it? I say we, but of course some are, some aren't. Some are born with wealth, some have trust fund kids, trust fund kids. Trust fund millennials, whatever have you. I'm known to envy people who wealth, but I don't. I mean, when you're born with a silver spoon, it's different. Do like and do love, and say people who have struggled, who have experienced hardship, trauma, poverty, and financial stress, and financial guys were not born with a silver spoon.
1 minute for 3 minutes.
It's a long minute, Betty.
It's been 1 minute for 3 minutes.
It's a long minute. I'm actually getting a bit hungry myself.
It's so like you can use the stuff of the food.
All I do is talk about food and rap. All I do is food and rap. And a little bit of that. And a little bit of that. And some more of that. That's all my English says. Yours truly rapping underground since 1996. This has been a Coffee with Dragon, third and final Trinity special three-part Millennial Finance, Sex and Politics, specifically revolving around my experience with being blackmailed, sexual blackmailed by somebody who has said that they have a compromising video of me filmed through the webcam, and that is me masturbating. Look, that must be very odd. But what the person didn't know, and of course he was wrong to state the gotta go with Coffee with Dragon out.